Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Gilbert, and today I'll be presenting my assessment critique on the Sport Anxiety Scale 2, or SAS-2. This tool is widely used in sports psychology to assess competitive anxiety in athletes and can be really valuable resource when used appropriately. Today I'm going to talk about how it works, its strengths and limitations, and how it fits into the broader assessment process. So, the SAS-2 is a presenting concern specific assessment, meaning it's used after a broad assessment indicates that anxiety may be impacting performance. It was developed by Smith and colleagues in 2006 and focuses on trait anxiety, which refers to an athlete's general tendency to experience anxiety across competitive situations. So it includes 15 items rated on a 4-point Likert scale and is designed for youth and adult athletes. The scale assesses three distinct dimensions of anxiety. So there's somatic anxiety, physical symptoms like tension, or there's worry, which cognitive concerns about failure or negative evaluation, and concentration, disruption, which difficulty focusing during performance. Right. So next is ease of administration. So one of the biggest strengths of the SAS-2 is how quick and simple it is to use. Athletes can complete it in under 5 minutes, which makes it ideal for fast-paced team settings or follow-up sessions. The 15 items are scored from 1, not at all, to 4, very much, and the tool doesn't require specialized training to administer or score. That makes it accessible not just to licensed consultants, but also to coaches and graduate students working under supervision. It's also practical for both field and clinical settings, allowing for flexible use during practices, team meetings, or one-on-one sessions. Next, I'll be talking about cultural considerations. So, although the SAS-2 has been validated in multiple languages and cultural contexts, it's still important to consider how cultural norms and social desirability can influence responses. In collectivist cultures or stigmatized environments, athletes may be hesitant to report high anxiety, especially when it involves emotions that are seen as a sign of weakness. That's why it's important to supplement the SAS-2 with qualitative data, open-ended questions, behavioral observations, and interviews to get a clearer, more culturally informed understanding of the athlete's experience. In short, the SAS-2 is a solid tool, but it shouldn't be used in isolation. Triangulating your data is key. So next I'll be talking about reliability and validity. So the SAS-2 holds up well psychometrically. Its internal consistency is strong, with Cronbach's alpha reported at 0.88 for the full scale and between 0.79 and 0.84 for each of the three subscales. That means it's both stable and consistent in how it measures anxiety across individuals and settings. It also has a strong construct validity, meaning it accurately captures the concept of sport-specific anxiety and convergent validity, showing meaningful correlations with other tools like the CSAI-2. Additionally, it demonstrates discriminant validity, distinguishing between athletes with higher and lower levels of competitive anxiety. These qualities make it both scientifically rigorous and trustworthy in applied settings. Okay, next I'll be talking about scoring and interpretation. So, scoring the SAS-2 is pretty straightforward. Each item is rated from 1 to 4, leading to a total score range of 15 to 60, with the higher scores reflecting greater competitive anxiety. You can also break down the subscale, which is really useful for tailoring interventions. For example, if an athlete scores high on worry, they may benefit from cognitive restructuring or positive self-talk. If they score on somatic anxiety, you might introduce breathing techniques or relaxation strategies. It's also a great tool for monitoring progress over time, especially in longer consulting relationships. Okay, one of the last things I'm going to be talking about is appropriate use. So the SAS-2 is best used for after broad assessments like the revised performance profile technique or a structured intake interview suggest that anxiety might be interfering with performance. It's not a clinical diagnostic tool, so it shouldn't be used to determine if someone has anxiety disorder, but instead it helps us understand how anxiety shows up in sports-specific contexts. It works well across youth, collegiate, and adult populations, and is equally useful in individual or team sports. I especially like that it provides a snapshot of the athlete's anxiety tendencies without over pathologizing them, which allows us to focus on targeted mental skills training like mindfulness, reframing, and focus strategies. So to wrap it up, the SAS-2 scale is a practical, evidence-based tool for assessing sport-specific anxiety. It's quick to administer, easy to score, supported by solid psychometrics. However, as with any assessment, it's important to interpret results carefully, taking cultural context into account and triangulating with other data sources. When used thoughtfully, the SAS-2 can help athletes and consultants better understand how anxiety impacts performance and guide effective interventions without labeling or overwhelming the client. Thank you.